Hello, folks. Welcome back to another season of On Location in Edmonton. I would say, as always, I am Gabby, and behind the camera is Rekka. However, this
That's not
time
Rekka.
he's a bit preemptive with it. This time, I'm joined by Harvey. We've decided for the season to fire Rekka. No, I'm just kidding. Rekka couldn't make it this season before Teles gets too upset with me here. But my good time friend, longtime colleague, Harvey has decided to join us.
Yeah.
So you're in for On Location with technically Gabby and Harvey, but it'll most likely be On Location Edmonton with us too. So my name is Gabby, and beside me, for our premiere episode, I'm excited to introduce this individual. He is a multidisciplinary artist. Everything you can imagine, from mural art to drawing to b-boying to DJing. I'm probably missing a whole lot more in there, but we'll find out more in the interview. Yeah. I'm joined by Branden Cha, aka Busyrawk.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yes, peace. My name is Busyrawk. I go by name Branden as well. Like Gabby said, multidisciplinary artist. Everything's under the umbrella of hip hop, is which my background is. I'm South Korean, and I'm currently based here in Edmonton in Amiskwaci, Waskahikan.
How did the name Busyrawk kind of come to be?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great question. For me to share where the name Busyrawk comes from gives a little light about my hip hop side of things that I feel like often doesn't. I don't get a lot of chances to share that side.
Mm-hmm.
So busy is I got it in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So my high school friends. So I started dancing since
Mm-hmm.
high school, and that was the first craft that I started with, b-boying, and my friends would always be like, "Yo, you're always busy." Like I was just doing, so I was doing a lot of things, and and you know what, that kind of stuck through with me without even realizing
Mm-hmm.
that I always just wanted to try different things. I don't know. I just never had like a fear to try something I
Mhm.
haven't tried before. So back then I was dancing. I was I think I was there's something called like Model United Nations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
Okay,
was involved in part of that.
Okay.
I'm just sharing, just to show you, like, I tried, like, all sorts of different things. I even tried tennis. Yeah, I tried volleyball. I was even part of the contemporary dance group in our high school. And, yeah, it just, I always tried basically everything that's out there. And yeah, so my friends kept like saying, "Oh, you're always busy, man, busy," and then it kind of came as like, "Oh yeah, that's a cool nickname," And then so yeah, I became busy. And then the rock part is in hip hop, there's a term called like rocking. So there's different elements in the hip hop.
So
Like hip-hop culture, yeah. So there's rocking the dance floor,
Mm-hmm.
rocking the wall, you're rocking the turntables.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm rocking is the verb behind it. So by saying like busy rock is I'm busy rocking. So it's like a little suffix that people add to their names.
Okay.
So it's not just me that has the rock at the end. Right? There's lots of other hip hop, namely b-boys, that have that rock at the end. So that's where that word comes from, rocking. So yeah, so that's the name, Busyrawk. Yeah.
That's actually pretty sweet. I was trying to, like, in my mind, I was like, I feel like the busy part I can kind of follow through. The rock part, I was like, I wonder.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, like, how did you, what was your first kind of experience getting into the world of dance? 'Cause I imagine that, like, many folks, like, they're not immediately, like, b-boying, right? Was there, like, some art form where, like, you maybe took a dance class and then you're like, nah, and then you're like, but I like this? Or did you know right from the jump this is what I want to do?
Yeah, you know what? Like, I got right into falling in love with uh, a form of art right off the get go. Like as soon as I saw, so the way I came across breaking was through LimeWire. So back in
Oh
the days-
wow!
yeah. So
For the folks that don't know, LimeWire was a completely very legitimate music service. No, it wasn't. But we won't use the term here because keep it rated G. But okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
It was used to transfer and share files. Let's say that.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it transfers to share viruses.
Yeah.
So
Lots of viruses.
yeah. LimeWire.
Yeah.
And was it like music or was it?
Yeah, no, I first started downloading music, and then I think I came across like this. So they still do this event. It's called Battle of the Year, and that was one of the first like footages that I came across. Like hip hop. Like for me, I came into the internet era.
Mm-hmm.
So before that, it was everybody was passing around like the VHS.
Yeah.
And that was a generation of its own. But then when I got exposed to breaking was through the internet. Battle of the Year, those footages that was passed around through LimeWire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really wanted to do that. I just caught onto it, and first I fell in love with the physical look of dancing.
Okay.
But what happened was I fell in love with the music, which is funk. Funk. I just love the whole fact that there was a band behind the music that we were dancing to. I immediately fell in love with that, which I think people today often struggle to find what they love doing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes for me, I have to be honest, I can't really relate to that because I fell in love with dancing so much right when I was in junior high. And then with the music that I fell in love with, that's when DJing came into the picture. I started collecting records first. My mentor, Creation, he was the one who really introduced me to the world of DJing. And I remember he first took me to the record shop in Montreal when I was staying there. He was visiting at that time, so we went to I think Sonorama was the record shop.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that was my first time I went digging for records, and then I just wanted to keep physical copies of music. And later on, I was like, I wanna create the spaces where we can share this kind of music.
How did you find that, like, hey, I want to do this, and like how do you fight, I guess, that wall that we all create of like, what if I fail, like what if I'm not good, and all of those challenges that like you kind of tell yourself before you go into anything?
It's a great question. I'm
I
gonna
sometimes,
approach it talking about being comfortable with it, being uncomfortable. That how I got to that kind of, not philosophy, but the way of thinking. That for me it came to be by wanting to I always wanted to create like really really dope things. Is how like I wanted to create like this ideas in my mind that I wanted to try, and then to create that you have to learn a few set of skills, and because I had to learn those things, it put me in a position to feel really uncomfortable, and I wanted to learn it really badly. So for me, the realizations kind of came after I put myself into it. It wasn't like before I was, I gotta I gotta get into the mindset where I gotta get uncomfortable. But it just, the discomfort happened, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
so this
Well,
is
I'm
what
here
it's
now.
like to
Yeah.
learn. Yeah. All right. I guess this is a normal thing. And then after you just do that for like multiple times, then you realize it's such a normal thing, and it becomes just a part of the process, and you kind of enjoy it. Yeah. And for me, the enjoyment comes from seeing myself grow. I get to see a part of me that committed, and then I showed up, and then I see the results. Yeah, so it is a dopamine really not, rush.
Yeah, rush. Yeah.
Dopamine hit. I like that feeling of seeing myself progress, especially after going through a certain process. I'm feeling that especially right now with Kung Fu. So I started with Jingwu martial arts last November, so just past the 1 year mark, and I love it because I am applying everything that I learned from what I learned in the past things that I learned, and definitely it's throwing me off a little bit too. It's definitely putting me in an uncomfortable space where I haven't tried something like this before, but there's also parallels between dance and martial arts. So applying those things from what I learned before, and then I put in the time, and I see the results come out from that, and that's where I'm like, oh, okay, I really like this. And that's where I'm reminded, okay, it is very normal to be uncomfortable. Very, very normal to be uncomfortable. And because the goal is that I want to grow in that area, it's only a given that you have to get uncomfortable to do that. So for me, that's how that mentality came to be.
Okay.
The first thing, yeah.
Yes, your belief is that for you to remotely kind of get really, I want to take the Adventure Time quote that Jake the dog makes all the time of like that sucking is the first step at getting good at anything.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that like, you know, be appreciative of yourself or anything like that, but it's like going in knowing that philosophy is like, I don't know anything.
Yeah. I think it's kind of cool that I started late in my 30s. I'm 32 by the way. I started late in my 30s, and I have a really big appreciation for it because not only has it improved my life, but it's definitely there's a lot of things that you could learn from it. I don't know, it can sound very cheesy from the Hollywood films, like where but there is some truth to that, where in a sense where you do what you learn from martial arts, it's definitely applicable to your real life experiences, how you carry yourself, how you go through how you handle challenges, how you carry yourself when there is a certain pressure that comes up, and I think Kung Fu is really a teaching of that. So from the stances to the forms, to the sparring as well, I would say the biggest lessons is where I connect that with some of the challenges that I have as an artist. Definitely you, the discipline is the first thing. Yeah, showing up is the first step to growing in any area.
Yeah, this is funny. I had a coworker that would always say 80% of life is just showing up. And I was like, this guy, laziest guy in the world, 80% just showing up. Like, what about working? What about this? He's like, no, really break it down. If you're not there for a job, if you're not there for a recreational thing, if you're not there for whatever, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have to be there. And then I was like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, whatever. And years later, I realized that many times in life, it's easy for you, like, not to go to the gym. It's easy for you to miss a class. It's easy for you to not work on your art. Like,
Yeah.
in you not showing up for yourself,
Yeah.
you're not achieving.
Yeah.
And then I took it as that. Because when he would say it, I was like, this is the laziest, like, no. I'm like, isn't life 100% showing up? Don't you have to show up for everything? What are you talking about? But it was an interesting concept of like, and you're right with the discipline, is that like, that's one of the key integral things I found like was the hardest thing. Because it's not just hard in showing up. It's not just hard in training. It's not just hard in practicing. It was especially when I don't know if you've competed yet. Have they gotten you into competitions or?
Just 2 competitions.
Yeah.
Tournaments so far.
Yeah. How did you find that experience?
You know what? It felt good to be trying something new again. Like again, I come back to that again because I've been dancing for 15 plus years, DJing for 8, painting for 6, and to try something again brand new as Kung Fu, which is only 1 year now. At the time when I went to the tournaments, it's like it was very
Nerve-wracking?
Yeah,
it is.
It's like, ooh, I
Yeah.
feel this again.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong, I still get nervous from time to time, even with dancing too. But in terms of like the first time going to a tournament situation, you get the butterflies.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was it was like, we meet again, butterflies.
You're an opponent I know.
Yeah, exactly. So it was cool to feel that again. And I think that's, for me, that's what kind of keeps me wanting to continue doing the things that I do. And almost like it's one of the purposes for my life, I think. It's like to have those experiences, along with like traveling, but to have those new experiences, to feel those butterflies again.
I wanted to ask you, in your various disciplines, how has, like, I don't want to use the concept of failure, but how has the concept of like not hitting your targets, like kind of like almost failure, like how have you overcome that challenge of like, oh, I didn't do this, oh, I didn't like this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, because many people, like, they have a sense of perfectionism, but sometimes I feel like it hits an unrealistic sense of, like, you know? So how have you helped deter yourself away to be like, listen, I want to see this through, I want to finish it, here's what I learned.
So, okay, I'm really glad you brought that up.
Oh,
that was a big chapter of my life that I would say really helped shape to be who I am today. It helped prepare me to really healthily challenge myself into learning all these different forms and disciplines. And I was very hard on myself.
Oh, okay.
I had a time in my life when I was I set myself some incredibly high standards, which did help me get good. Largely where I am today with breaking, with painting murals and DJing right now is because I, at that time, set myself with a bar that high. And that's where I developed my discipline. I wanted to just fearlessly learn everything that I could possibly, like everything that I felt I needed to learn to get to where I want to be. But with that, what I didn't know was that I thought I didn't know how to coach myself. So I had like a very abusive coach voice that really was abusive. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, oh wow, that was like really, really abusive, because I would be like, yo, that's all you can do. Like, at that kind of level, you're gonna get nowhere. Like, and you're like, right now, you're still making these same mistakes. Like you're stupid. Like really, really just negative self-talk.
Dragging you down,
Yeah, really negative self-talk. I didn't really understand the effects of how you talk to yourself has into what kind of impact that makes. And I'm glad I figured that out. But definitely like you don't want to at the same time not be a sugarcoat things to yourself, but you have to be gentle at the same time. So there's a way to foster that kind of it's like cultivating rather than trying to like really rigorously set yourself into this growth path. I feel like it's more self-destructive than anything. So it went to the point where I was so abusive to myself. Things like my skill set got better, but in terms of my self-esteem and my self-worth, it was just rock bottom. I went to a really, really dark place. My mental health was just completely just
Deteriorated.
Just obliterated sense of self. And yeah, I started to then talk to myself in a way where it's like, hey, it's okay, we messed up, but we can do things better. Like we're still it's a process. Things take time. You're doing great. You see how like I reframed like the same situation, but one is a lot more positive and cultivating than the other one that was very like abusive. So I realized, so to answer your question, for me, I had to really love myself first. Yeah, love myself first. To be able to coach myself in a way that's healthy. So that means that imperfections are a normal thing. It'll always be there. Like, you're never really going to be perfect, and you're never really going to have the best answers and the best results. And it's being okay with that, like not complacency, but like you want to still grow. You want to still grow, but you want to be accepting of where you're at. Like you acknowledging that you did the best with the resources or the time or the situation that you were given with, or the wisdom that you had at that time. So like just knowing, that at that time, that's all I knew. Like even talking to myself that way, like I was like at that time I didn't know. Yeah. So instead of like accusing myself and judging myself for talking that way to myself in the past, even that too, just accepting that as just okay, at that time that's all I knew, and that's okay.
That's all I
yeah. So that's just being able to say it's okay to myself was the way to address me being very harsh on myself. Like even right now too, like some of my murals are very high visibility. It really puts you on a test on the perfectionism. Because now that it's public, like high visibility, you want to present your best self.
Yes, of course.
So you tend to lean into the perfectionism side of things, and that's where I learned, hey, at that time, given the situations or circumstances, the energy level, like where I was at, what I was able to work with, that's the best that I did, and I'm happy with that. I'm proud of myself for that, and so that's kind of the
just putting your
change.
best foot forward. And loving the process and yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you, and then like it's fascinating, like because if you are not in a good headspace, then it makes sense that you're not thinking creatively, right? Especially if like you're continually like thinking of other things, beating yourself down. Like, how can you possibly sit there, be zen, and create when that very thing of being zen is just like you beating yourself down, rather than thinking like there's a beautiful mural here. I don't know if like Harvey will be kind enough to cut over to, done by our beautiful boy here. Like to me, I'm trying to imagine like even for this mural itself, how can I sit there and care about fine details if everything in my head is just like you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not like any of those 5 things, right? And I feel like I've always said, like I say this a lot for film sets because we work on them, is if the crew and everyone on the film set is devastated, unhappy, in a terrible state, it will reflect in the art,
100%.
right? I wanted to because you have mentioned it, and I would be an awful host if I didn't bring it up. You mentioned the Guardians project that you're doing with Chinatown. So for the folks who don't know, our friend here has been tasked with doing, I'm going to say four Guardians of Chinatown. He has completed the White Dragon the White Tiger and the Azure Dragon, I should say. What is your next one? And can you tell me how that kind of project came to be?
Yeah. So the next animal is gonna be the black tortoise of the north. Yeah. So 2025 will be black tortoise, and then 2026 will be the vermilion bird of the south. And this project, the inspiration came from so in Korea we had a dynasty called Goguryeo, which was present day where North Korea is. It was one of the three dynasties when we had three kingdoms: Silla, Baekje, and Goguryeo.
Good luck, subscribers.
Yeah, I forget what years they are, but three dynasties, right? And the Goguryeo was the one that had the tombs. And one of our kings had a tomb where in the resting chamber there were 4 murals that were painted.
Oh.
And they were the 4 guardians. The Azure Dragon looking to the east, the White Tiger looking to the west, the Black Tortoise looking to the north, and then the bird looking to the south. So I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. These things from my ancestors. So I looked into it, and it's actually shared along like China, Vietnam, Japan as well. Like Kyoto Prefecture has these 4 guardians that are protecting that city. And I was like, if they're protecting, why not I made that connection between Chinatown and this ancestral lore, right? So I was like, okay, let's bring that over to this context. It fits so well, and the way I wanted to do things was like, having 4 landmarks in one single neighborhood. It's never been done before. Yeah, it's never been done before. And so I was like, okay, that's perfect. I want people to like, it's almost like little landmarks, like beacons that you can walk around. It sparks tourism. But with each one too, like with Chinatown, the thing is, there's a lot of things that people don't understand about Chinatown that I wanted to sort of untangle those things. And also let people know that Chinatown is a lot more than just Chinese architecture or having Chinese cultural events. There's a lot more to it. There's a Vietnamese community, there's an East African community, there's indigenous communities, there's Ukrainian communities, and people forget about these things. Like, and I wanted to kind of deepen that connection between the general Edmontonian public and what Chinatown really is for what it is. And there's also things like, in the past, cultural erasure has been a huge thing, and very repeatedly, from the 80s when Canada Place was built to building the LRT right across it, rebranding it as the quarters from South Chinatown. These are things that in multiple occasions that it's happening. So that's why, cultural erasure was one thing, and there's a lot of displacement, a lot of acts of exclusion, and I saw hypocrisy in that. Like, just straight up, it's just hypocrisy. And when we, as immigrant communities that moved into Chinatown to find a better living and like find a place of belonging, and we faced that exclusion ourselves, from the Exclusion Act to the head tax, and then we perpetuate that to other communities, like, that's very, very hypocritical. And that's where I wanted to embed those messages in a fun way, where it's like, oh wow, there's like 4 different locations, and there's a lore that ties them all together, and then coupled with an unveiling, and it's a multimedia project. So each each mural has a short film, a poem that's stylized in calligraphy, and this year we're pushing for music to be one of those elements as well. So we're looking to hire a composer, working with also a Chinese traditional ensemble, to produce a soundtrack for that mural.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. As far as the next few things that are coming up, right now, the Black Tortoise of the North, the third guardian, is actually taking a lot of my time right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so one of the challenges that came up is that I was supposed to be studying at the same time preparing for the Black Tortoise. But I'm finding it very hard to squeeze in enough energy, first of all, because it's been trying to plan for a large-scale project that's a year-long process that involves short film unveiling, marketing, community engagement, to the music, to all these things, planning that in a time frame that's also working with grants where their processes have their own timings. It's been a huge challenge trying to juggle that. But one of the things that I do want to work on is leveling up some of my painting side of things. So I want to be able to apply, because I get really inspired by concept art. Concept art, character design, visual development. This Black Tortoise is just demanding so much from me. That I'm like teetering between burnout and being able to continue working. So when I'm in that kind of state, it's hard to really focus and do studies that often, fundamental studies, sometimes can get a little dry because you're doing repetitive thing again and again. And like, for me, intentional learning is really important, where you don't just repeat for the sake of repeating, but you repeat by actually, if you can get feedback, great. But if you can't, at least trying to figure out what went wrong, addressing what you did wrong, and then working on that, like repeating the process again to focus on where you fell short on. That's intentional learning. And that's like, actually, that's another thing that I applied to Kung Fu. And that's been helping me a lot.
Branden, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for sharing and taking us through your journey and just understanding how the artistic mind works, and for multidisciplinary artists, like what it entails and what it involves, and for taking the time to hang out with us.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. You had great questions.
Thank you. My praises are not sung enough here. But as always, folks, this has been On Location. As always, I'm Gabby, and behind the camera is Harvey, and we will catch you in the next one.